One thing that Thielen writes when he's writing about Jesus, and he addresses the question, what brings fulfillment? Where he lands is that ultimately serving others is where we find our fulfillment in the Christian faith. How do you see that as an answer yourself as to where we find fulfillment?
I love serving other people. I love people, you know that. I've always loved people. No, that's a lie. See, slips up on you. That's not a lie. I hated people when I was a kid. But I do love people. And to serve people, to do things for people, is an absolute great pleasure for me. It's a wondrous pleasure. Whether it's making a pan of cornbread, or whether it's sewing up a hole in your pants, or holding your hand while you suffer. There's so many ways. But above and beyond that, and that did used to be, for a long time, that was my greatest pleasure. Oh, that's my greatest pleasure, is serving other people in God's name. Oh, yeah. But that's not my greatest pleasure. My greatest pleasure is in serving God, following Jesus. I'm a tag-along. I want to be like the lady with the issue, because I've had issues, honey. Have I had issues? I want to touch that garment. And when I touch that garment and feel that love, that's the greatest of all, the greatest thing of all. Serving others gets you there, because if you love people, there's a reason why you can love. But love has to come from the greatest giver of love. It's as simple as that.
Well, it sounds kind of like where you may differ a little on Thielen's approach is that, yes, there is serving others as fulfilling, but that ultimately serving Jesus, serving God is the goal, and then whatever God gives to do that, maybe it's, I'll just plug in a few words, preparing a sermon, writing a book, whatever it is that God has placed in your heart to do. It may very well be serving others in a particular moment, providing fulfillment, but it sounds like you're pointing out that there's kind of a range of things.
Oh, it is. It is, absolutely. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of things I don't want to do that I really wasn't prepared to do. Are you sure I got to do this? I say to him when I'm down behind the barn. Do I really have to do this? Sometimes it's working through anger. Sometimes it's softening the blow for somebody. There's a lot of different things, but in serving God, in following Jesus, is serving God. And in order to do that, sometimes it's not always pleasant. It's not always. Once we've done it, we're so grateful. I made it. I did it. When we see the results, then we know. Then we know. But I think in reality that we hear so many preachers talking about serving others. I think that sometimes it can, for me, I want to say to him, wait a minute, let's talk about this. We have to tell people to serve others as servants of God. We have to tell other people to become servants. That's true. But first and foremost, we must be a doulos for him.
Could you explain that term?
A doulos is the slave, a servant.
Okay.
That's what Paul always wanted to be and was. But I think once we realize the difference, we become better servants, better serving, better able to serve God's children. If we work it through him, first serve him.
So in other words, there's a danger in serving the God of fulfillment.
It is a bit, and I'm glad you said it that way.
Yeah.
And this is why we need more than one person. This is why we need more than one writer. This is why everybody sees something a little bit different. Heck yeah, this is it. You got it right. Say it again.
So what we're talking about is serving a God of fulfillment.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Yes.
It's like...
we must become doulos.
Yeah. Well, to take it and kind of expand a little bit, it's like worshiping worship or worshiping music or worshiping prayer.
Amen. There you go.
As opposed to where those things are originating from. You know,
the greatest prayer, and I'll give you for instance, the greatest prayer in the Greek language, you know, there are churches, what do you call it when you have nuns and the fathers and out in the desert in a
monastery?
Monasteries. Yeah. That the only prayer, almost the only prayer they use is, Jesus, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And when you say that, it encompasses everything. Have mercy on me, a sinner, because I can never be anything but a sinner. It's through his mercy that I can overcome, that I can serve. It's through this prayer that he's going to show me what he wants me to do. That one prayer. If you never said anything else in the whole wide world, you have accepted his Son, waiting for his Spirit. Think what it encompasses. And hang on.
Thank you, Mama Jane.